Hi, I'm Lara, one of the owners and designers here at Rivet Patterns, and today we're going to make a pillowcase. This pillowcase is awesome. It will not have any raw edges on the inside. It comes with a main panel, a color blocked hem, as well as an accent panel. So, let's get started. Let's get started making our pillowcase. Here's what we're going to need. We're going to need the main body fabric. We're going to need the upper fabric. And we're going to need the accent fabric. You can leave the accent fabric out if you want. Let's get started. We're going to use the burrito method for this. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start with my accent piece. And I'm going to fold it wrong sides together with those long edges touching. And I'm going to press it. Set that to the side momentarily, and now let's grab our top piece here, and we're going to place it right side up. All right, and on this bottom long raw edge, we are going to match up the raw edge of our accent piece. So it's going to go all the way across just like this. You can pin or clip that in place. Then we're going to head over to our sewing machine and using a 1/4 inch seam allowance, we're going to baste this this accent onto this top panel. Here we are. You can see my stitches here. We're going to take our main fabric, and again, we're going to place it right side together here. So we're going to take one of our cut edges, we're going to line it up here. And you can do this all in one step, or you can do it like I'm doing it, and you can baste it, each of the layers. I'm going to go back and I'm going to baste this. Okay, so here's what we've got. We've got our top color block, we've got our accent, and we've got our main panels. Turn this where our main panel is like we had it originally. So here's where our basted edges there, or our sewn edges there. And we're just gonna roll this up. Just the main panel. Okay, just roll it, roll it, roll it. And here's what you've got here. Okay, now we're going to take this long raw edge of our color block and we're going to match it to the other side. All right, now we're going to head over to our sewing machine and we are going to stitch all the way across this kind of tube that we've got now, making sure not to grab any of that main fabric. Here we are, we've got a big long tube here. I'm going to take one end of it and I'm just going to pull my main fabric out. Okay, you're turning it all right side out. So what you'll see here, now that it's all right side out, we've got our panel up here, and we've got our little accent here, and we've got our main fabric down here. But if we turn it to the wrong side, you have no raw edges showing here, which is awesome. Let's press this. Now I'm going to place it wrong sides together, just how we started. And I'm going to give it another good press all over, or a good iron all over. Okay. Now the goal here is to finish a pillowcase that has no raw edges showing, and we're not going to use a serger or a zigzag stitch to finish those seams. Okay, so here we are. I'm wrong sides together, as you can see here. Okay, wrong sides together. We're going to head over to our sewing machine, and using a 3/8 inch seam allowance, we're going to stitch from here down to here, pivot, and across the bottom. Okay, here we are. Now I'm going to grab my scissors and I am going to snip a little triangle off so I can get at this corner here without going through the stitch line. Okay, and you could trim your seam allowance if you like. Okay, that's totally fine. Okay, so here we are. Let's turn our pillowcase wrong side out. We're going to push those corners out. Now the goal is to get this seam out here. I like to kind of roll the seam allowance between my fingers. You can dampen your fingers too if you want. I'm going to give it another press across where we sewed, so it's nice and crisp. Now we're going to head back to our sewing machine now that we've got this wrong side out. This is the sewn side seam and the sewn bottom seam. Using a 1/2 inch seam allowance, I'm going to sew down this side, pivot, and sew down this side, and backstitch at the beginning and at the end. And here we have it. Perfectly lovely pillowcase. This is a perfectly lovely pillowcase. Here's what it looks like on a pillow.